Let's talk about how to choose music for your videos, whether those videos are YouTube videos, vlogs, Facebook ads, or whatever kind of video you want to create. What is up? I'm Amanda Horvath, and I help freedom seekers use video to build a personal brand and scalable online course business without the overwhelm or wasted time. So if you are ready to step off the hamster wheel of trading time for money, then be sure to subscribe. And if you're ready to kickstart your video journey, then watch the Quickstart guide to video that is linked in the description below. This video is going to be jam-packed with information. In fact, I went and watched all of the other videos that were ranked in this category on YouTube to make sure that I included all of that information as well as my top tips and examples of how this all works, so that you only have to watch this one video and feel confident choosing the perfect song for your next video edit. So this video is going to be broken into 3 parts: where to find your music, the top tips, as well as examples. So with that, let's dive on in. Part 1, where to find music. There are a lot of different websites where you can get music online. However, my personal favorite is Artlist.io. So that is the one that I'm going to be using in this video and going to be showing you guys how to use to find great music. It is a subscription-based website where you can download unlimited tracks, and they're all royalty-free, and they're also top-notch. So I really can't recommend it enough. Back when I was running my video production business, I had to pay about $50 to $300 for a track, and sometimes even more, depending on the commercial license that you needed for each music track. So to have a subscription website where you can download an unlimited amount, it's a beautiful thing, and you should definitely take advantage of it. And just to put a little cherry on top for you, I have partnered with Artlist in order to get you guys 2 extra months on your annual subscription. So if you follow the link in the description below, you can save yourself some money. And yes, I will get a tiny kickback from that, but hey, your girl's out here hustling just like you, so you might as well help a chica out. Part 2, top tips. The first tip is to start editing first before you go ahead and choose your music. This is going to make it so much easier because you're going to know what you are looking for versus just browsing abstractly. So what I like to do, let's say that I'm editing a documentary brand video. What I'll do is I will edit all of the interviews first, all of the B-roll. I will start, which is the footage that goes over the interviews, and I will start to kind of piece things together and play around with the ordering of the first 30 seconds of the video. Once I have that going, I'm like, okay, now it's time to head on over to Artlist and start downloading tracks. Or on the flip side, I might continue editing as long as I can before I kind of get stuck, and then I need some inspiration, which is really that music, to come in and really build it out fully. So you get to choose when you want to add the music in, but personally, I like to really build the edit first, hit a wall, and then go and get my music and then be able to push through that wall. The second thing to consider is the length of your song. Now, you might have one song that goes through the entire video, or you might have several songs that end up breaking up that video. For example, for this video, you might have one song for the introduction and then a different song for each tip or something like that. Or if you're doing a brand video, there might be a thematic shift within the storyline that might trigger a different song to come in. So think about your project creatively. One track or multiple, and how long is each section of that going to be? That's going to give you some insight into when you're searching for songs, how to search it according to length, because there's nothing worse than getting a track that is too short and then having to loop it over and over and over again. It just kills the momentum of your video. People get sick of that song. Plus, it's a nightmare to do in editing. Now, your song length doesn't have to be perfect to the second exactly, because you can do some things to kind of tweak it and loop a little section of it to make it a little longer, but you want to ensure that it's close-ish to the length that you need so that you're not having to deal with that looping situation. The third tip that I have for you is to match the mood. So the music within your edit is going to be the most powerful part of bringing up the emotion that you want the viewer to feel. So be sure to think about, what do I want them to feel? Do I want them to be excited and pumped up from the very beginning, or maybe contemplative and mellow? What is the mood that you are going for? And start to look for songs according to that mood. One of the cool things about Artlist is that you can search by mood. So you can choose whatever mood that you are looking to use and then just look for all of the songs with that. So maybe it's hopeful and powerful, and you can choose to turn off the vocals or not, which we'll talk about in just a second as well, and then just go down and see which one fits your mood. I like to download several tracks at one time, so maybe 5 to 7, and then plug them into my edit to see how they play. And then if I don't like those, go back, continue searching, and find the one that actually works. It takes this kind of playing around, tweaking process to get one that just hits you in the gut and goes, oh, that's so good. Tip number 4 is that tempo and structure is key, and it's going to vary depending on the kind of video that you're editing. So videos like this one, where I'm just sitting here and talking to you, you might want a really light background track that doesn't have a lot of variance in its structure, and it has a rather slow tempo. So let me show you what I like to do when looking for music for videos like this one. So I usually head on over to the video theme, and I go down to vlog, and I kind of start looking at the waveform of, okay, that's relatively consistent right there, so I might listen to that one. That's also relatively consistent. And this one has like a lot of variance, right? So I probably wouldn't want something like that, because you would notice when it goes up and then when it comes down. On the other hand, if you were doing vlogs, then you want to have music that might have more variation in its waveform. That's because you're having a story that you are doing within your vlog, where you're actually out and about, moving around, versus just doing a seated talking head video like this one, just to clarify what I mean by vlog. So you can get either several different tracks and build them up in transition with the scenes, or you get one track that has several variations in its waveform that would drive the story forward. So you're looking for waveforms that look a little bit more like this versus just straight flat ones. Once again, you want to ensure that you are not using vocals if you are having talking in the video, because it's going to distract from what is being said in the video. So you just can go ahead up here and turn off the vocals in order to eliminate any of those from showing up in your search. For brand videos, event videos, and Facebook videos, I like to really edit to the beat of the music. So I really pay attention to BPM. And so whenever I'm editing these kind of music or these kind of videos, I personally gravitate towards the ones that have that heavy hitting beat, and it typically is the electronic pop. So what I do is I go over to the genre, and I go down, I select electronic and pop, and I pay attention to when I'm listening to them. I almost like bob my head to the music to see like how quickly my edits would need to be happening, to see if that matches what I've already started creating within the edit. So let's just flip through a couple of these and see what feels good. So this is a super slow start, and often with these songs you can actually cut to the part where they do drop instead of having that long intro section. Right? So it'd be like, it could be that, or it could be, well, no, it's cutting out. So that has like a lot of variation that doesn't have as much of a consistent beat that might make it harder to edit to the beats. So let's see. So this one's like, right? So that would be the pace. That'd be like a little bit slower of a start to your video compared to one that might be a little quicker. So we're still on medium tempo. That's why this is happening. So let's go to the high tempo. And let's go into, let's say this one. Still kind of slowish. It might pick up right there. You might have, you could have like flying through several shots there kind of thing. And this will make a lot more sense when we get to the examples, which we should just go ahead and dive on into. Are there any tips that you found helpful that you'd like to add? Go ahead and drop a comment below so that we can all share our knowledge together. And be sure to click like so we know that this video is helpful. Part 3, examples. So I'm going to play the first 30-ish seconds of a few different video clips that were various different kind of videos so that you can see how the music was chosen and how it fits the mood of the piece, and also how the edits go with the beat of the music. So this first one is Bicycle Sports Shop. It's a brand video, and I wanted to start it off kind of moody and have it really emulate this concept of riding a bike and like having the bike disappear underneath you and all of this, like the magic of the bike. So here is the beginning of that clip. So it starts super slow.
What most experienced cyclists strive for is that feeling of flow when they're on the bicycle, and the bicycle disappears. It's just me in nature feeling all the sensations of movement, of physical exertion, breathing hard, and really feeling in your body but in nature at the same time. It's just you floating through space. It's a pretty magical feeling.
And then we transition to the more business lingo, and now
I think it can be very challenging for somebody that's interested in the activity of cycling to come into a bike shop, because there's so much technology, there's so many things going on that they just don't know anything about. And it's kind of the situation where...
Now, in a complete contrast, this next video has a lot of kids in it and they're having fun. And so I wanted to have a really like light track that is them just having fun. And so here is what that looks like.
Lights, camera, action. We had a play about the hero's journey. There's a big process to the hero's journey, and not everything's always in order. You ask Mr. Ben to get a sock, and then you put your eyes on. You need to glue it, and this is...
So it's a lot more comical, a lot more light, a lot more fun, and that piece of music it would definitely not work for the other video, right? So I'll just show a couple of more. This next one cracks me up. So back when I was living in LA, I used to edit videos for different agencies, and this video is all about this avocado exhibit. And it's hilarious because it's my voiceover, and I'm allergic to avocados. So it's kind of this running joke in our family, this one video, but you can see what it's like this. It's almost like the video is making fun of itself in a way. So the music kind of like adds to it this kind of LA vibe. So here we go. Desired, a pop-up gallery space and concept retail store, examines the transformation of a common object into a status symbol. It's a comment on how our society can turn anything and everything into a celebrity. Through a series of interactive installations and art pieces, we explored the collective obsession of the avocado, using the it fruit. So you can see how the music is like, the beats are going to the music, or the edits are cutting to the music. So they just gave me that footage, and then I had to edit the piece together and record the voiceover. Hilarious. All right, we'll do one more and then we'll wrap this video. So this next one is it's for the USA, what is it? USAFL, so the footy league of the US, but the women's side of it. So obviously it has to be really pumped up. It's sports. Let's get in there. Let's hustle. Let's make this thing happen. So here we go. Here's this video.
My first game, I stood there and I was just like, I don't know what's happening, but I'm just gonna run. I just kept going, and I kept going to practice, I kept going to the games, and eventually it just clicked. And I was just like, oh, I get it now, like this is fun.
So you can see how every single video is different, but it matches the mood of that song, the tempo of it. So you can see how all of these different elements that you've learned have come together to have the music perfectly fit the edits. And that is a wrap on this video. Be sure to click like, drop a comment below letting me know your thoughts, and I'll see you in the next video.